So I was renovating my property up in New Jersey, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, working on the tile backsplash, and I take a step back to look at like my work, see my next piece. And as I go back up to grab my tools, my left arm doesn't lift. And I'm like, that's weird. I take it, I pick it up, drop it, no feeling at all. Then I start feeling my leg go, my face starts going, my face was like, felt like it was on the floor, drooping like this. So I'm like, whoa, what the heck's going on? Then my arm came back, and I was moving it felt really stiff, and then it died again. And I started getting really lightheaded. There was a chair behind me, so I sat down. Thankfully, my dad was downstairs working. He was like painting or something, and with no urgency, I was like, hey, can you come here? And probably like 30 seconds later, comes up. He's like, what's going on? I said, oh, I don't feel good. I think I'm having a stroke. And he's like, what? So he comes up, he walks around, and I'm sitting on the chair at this point because my leg was giving out. And I look up at him and I'm like, is my face fucked up? And when I said that, it felt like I was saying, is my face fucked up? Like I could feel the whole left side was done. And he's like, no, you look fine. So like another minute goes by, I'm drinking water, everything kind of comes back, and it just feels stiff. At that time, it was a blood clot going through my brain, and had it not passed, you could pass away, have permanent damage, whatever. So he's like, all right, let's go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, no, we're gonna go to the hospital. I get to the emergency room, and they have no urgency to get me in. We're sitting there for about 45 minutes. He goes back, tells them, hey, I think he had a stroke, you need to get him in. So they finally come out, they put me on, into a bed, and they wheel me next to the nurse station. They do a bunch of tests, with just touching my nose and finger, just make sure I have all my sensories there. And they're saying, no, it's a pinched nerve. We think it's a pinched nerve. So this is about Wednesday. And this is in the morning. This happened like 7:30 in the morning. They get me in for a CAT scan later that night, 6:30. The CAT scan shows nothing. So like, we need to keep you. We want to do more tests. They didn't get me in for an MRI until the following evening at like 5:30. And they got an MRI done Thursday. Friday morning, they come in and they say, yeah, you actually had a stroke. For 3 days, they're telling me it's a pinched nerve. They don't, they can't figure out why. They finally discovered that they saw the blood clot through the MRI that it showed it. They had to keep me for the weekend. And Monday they were gonna do more tests, and then they were gonna implant a loop recorder which monitors my heart for AFib. At this point, I was 250 pounds, eating whatever I wanted. I wasn't taking care of myself. Finally got out of the hospital. For the whole year after, was just in a major depression. I was on a ton of medication that would just make me really fatigued. It would make me exhausted. I couldn't get out of bed, have really dark thoughts, was really depressed, and for about the whole year just played victim. And then one day, that was about a year right after, I said, you know what, let me go to the gym. Let me just hit the gym. Let me start feeling good, because I used to work out. I used to be an athlete. When I got into the gym, one day turned into 2 days turned into 3 turned into a week into a month, and before you knew it, I was just hooked. Wanted to keep going every single day. And that's when I decided, all right, let me start at least trying to count some kind of calories, get some kind of input of what I'm putting into my body. Because I was eating before that probably 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day. I have no idea. Just going on the consistency of working out, eating right. It was about November of 2024. I started counting my macros every day religiously. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat 2,000 calories a day, 200 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs roughly, 50 grams of fat. And I stayed on that in that deficit for so long. And from there, the weight just shredded. I could literally, like clockwork, see, okay, I'm losing about 3% of body fat per month doing this right. I didn't even know what a GLP was. I didn't know what Ozempic was. I didn't know what a peptide was. I didn't know any of this stuff. I was just eating clean, working out, 10, 20 minutes of cardio a day. Before you knew it, I was just shredding weight. Lost probably from November to April, probably lost another 25, 30 pounds, like pretty quick. It just started tearing off. And then that's when in June I weighed in at 175 pounds, 9-point-something% body fat. Switched from there, went into maintenance, 2,200, 2,500, 2,600 calories. And from there just, have been consistent, working out, eating right.